Wow. Wow, wow. Well, it's been a hot minute since I even made a video. Life has gotten a little hectic as of late. A lot's gone on I will not get into, but as you can tell, I'm in a new setting. This is my new apartment that I've been in since October, end of October, just right around my birthday. So, just before I turned 30, I signed a lease for this lovely one bedroom. Um, Loving it so far. It's good to start out, be on my own. It's a little rough, just hanging in there financially, but work and work. That's all I'm doing right now. Pay my bills, and I paid out my lease on my truck, so good things are happening. But first, I need to crack open some caffeine. It doesn't matter which one it is. I drink like all energy drinks at this point. The sour green apple rowdy drink. It's actually pretty good. Normally, I don't really go for rowdy's drink, but um, every once in a while, I find myself grabbing it. But I'm here to talk about the 2022 season so far. It's been wild. Let's just say that. Especially in the Cup Series. Let me fix that. I got a lot going on over here. Um, like every series has been just wild. New drivers, new cars, tires, you name it, we got it. Truck Series not really has changed all that much. Some drivers here and there have switched up cars, um, see new faces, new teams. That's basically it. Like Truck Series hasn't really changed all that much. Um, Zane Smith went over to Front Row Motorsports, um, kicked out the season with a win, so that's awesome. He's running well. Todd Gilliland moved over to the Cup Series in the 38 car as a rookie. And there's a lot of new drivers and new cars, and it's just a lot to go through, so I'm not going to go dive into all that. I'm just going to get into the racing part of it. I'm going to start with the Cup Series itself. Um, it's been wild. We started out with the Clash in the LA Coliseum. A little iffy about how that was going to go because it's such a small, tight area. But NASCAR really hit a home run with that. It was really entertaining. It felt a lot like Martinsville in a way, but a very, very condensed version of it. Um, Entertaining. I would love to go see it if they do it again next year. Me and my dad would love to go do that. Even my dad was like, "Let's go do that next year if they have it again." So the new car it delivered with that, but the real test was the Daytona 500. Um, Widely entertaining race, great racing. Um, like you expect, there was a lot of wrecks because it's Daytona. What do you expect? Um, Harrison Burton ended up flipping in the air, and the things that they finally worked through with the new car is like for a while, like they had when they the flat spotted their tires, like after a spin or whatever, they had to be like towed back to pit road or whatever to change tires or whatever. They don't do that anymore. They finally like figured out how not to be able to do that. Um, but overall, it's like the car is delivering on what it's promised us it would bring us as broad as entertainment. And the last handful, like the first 5 weeks, has not disappointed at all. We've been to Daytona. We went out west already like California. Like we have three of the Hendrick drivers that won the first five races of this. Like we've had two first time winners and three Hendrick drivers have won already. As of yesterday, it was three Hendrick drivers, and Chase once again is the lone wolf without a win right now. But it's only 5 races in. I'm not concerned. We're going in Dakota. He's pretty damn good there. He won last year. People say it was handed to him, but they just don't understand racing all that much. But my thing is, he's just damn good at road courses. People will give him crap because he hasn't won an oval since the championship race of 2020 at Phoenix, and he's only won twice last year. I feel like he got screwed out a few wins last year, in my opinion. And he was a little overshadowed by his so-called teammate. That is not a teammate to me. I'll get into that in a little bit. But when out west, we started an auto club where the 5 once again won that race when I feel like he shouldn't have. It was not a well-deserved win because some drama went down between teammates. With the Daytona 500, drama between 2 teammates, but in the Penske camp, Austin Cindric, a rookie, won the Daytona 500 in thrilling fashion. It was just wild. Poor Blaney because he cannot catch a break, and he got smashed into the wall by his teammate. Like, Penske as a whole doesn't really act like teammates to begin with. Even when Brad was there, they all acted like kind of like the lone wolf of their little pride camp over there. Same goes for the auto club. Chase was going for the lead, had a run. I know it's controversial to some people because everyone loves to kiss Larson's ass like he's God and the new king of no. We're not gonna get into that. But Chase had a run. It was like 11, 12 laps to go. Chase had a run on the high side. Larson and Logano were battling on the bottom lane. So they're here, like Larson's here, Logano's here. So he's battling with him. A spotter's supposed to be watching everyone around his driver. That's their job. Chase's spotter watches literally everyone around his driver. Which he watches Chase's like left, right, up, front, back. Like he looks around the track. Larson's spotter wanted to take the heat so bad, just to take the heat off of his driver, just because they think we don't need heat between teammates. I'll just take the heat for them. Like, if that's the case, your ass needs to be fired. Spotters watch around their driver, the perimeter of their driver, not just him and one other driver he's battling against. And with the new cameras and like mirrors within that car, Larson's excuse to slamming his teammate into the wall while Chase was getting this huge ass run on the top side, which he had every right to because he was coming up behind Larson and went to the high side and had this huge ass run, was gonna pass Larson. Larson knew he was coming because that camera behind him sees right behind his car and sees Chase do this and do that. He knew damn well Chase went up the track and was going to pass him. He didn't want that. So he, knowing damn well what he's doing, went up the track, slammed him into the wall, caused damage to Chase's car, and he went a lap down and finishing, 26th or something like that. So kind of a similar situation like with the Harvick thing at Bristol, but this is between supposed teammates, which Larson never has acted like a teammate no matter what team he's been on. Like CGR, he never acted like one. He always like thought he was the top dog everywhere he goes. It doesn't change here. He just thinks now he's with Hendrick, he's like the lone wolf. He's the king of the mountain. He's been handed this golden opportunity after saying such a stupid, ignorant comment a couple of years ago. But that's neither here nor there. I stand by my opinion on him. I do not like him. He's a very ignorant, egotistical person who has a really horrid personality. And I don't know how people enjoy that. But that's just my opinion on the matter. I've never liked Larson even before he came to Hendrick Motorsports. And I just feel like the dynamic at Hendrick kind of shifted from like being like a conclusive family. And ever since what was I saying? Like ever since Jimmy left after 2020, it was just a weird dynamic at Hendrick, in my opinion. Bringing in Larson really shifted things, and they don't act like a group like they were before Larson came in. Like they were like this whole big family and getting along with each other. We're doing well on the racetrack, and then Larson comes in and everything goes to shit. Like dynamic wise, in my opinion, from what I've seen. Like they never had to have like sit down meetings between all the drivers to talk about how you guys need to get along and blah blah blah, race each other well and be teammates. Like they never had that. From what I've known, they've never had that because they've worked together. They've been a tight knit group, communicated, shared like setups and whatever. They did it all together. Now it just seems like just because Larson came in and just divided everybody, and he's acting like, oh, we're all one big happy family, but he's always just solo. So I'm top dog. I'm Larson. I like dirt racing. Blah, blah, blah. I'm only doing this because it makes me money. Like literally, that's all it does for him. He's made that clear, and he's made it clear that he doesn't like Chase very much, and he hasn't liked him since before he went to Hendrick. Like even when he was at CGR, he did not like Chase whatsoever. He never talked fondly about him. He'd always give Chase shit because he was the most popular driver of the sport. And like after the All-Star Open thing, that kind of rubbed me the wrong way. And then talking shit on Chase like last year during the All-Star race or whatever, like after the race was over or the Cooks, one of those races, he was talking shit on Chase's run. Like he was like so glad Chase had a crap run and he could go out and just easily win the race. Like blah blah, like talking himself up and shitting on Chase. It was like literally just shitting on him. Like he has shit on the sport before, saying the Chili Bowl is way more important to win than the Daytona 500, and this and like it just everything he has said, he doesn't think about, and it just rubs me the wrong way. I know it's rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, but I'm not gonna speak for everybody because a lot of people just like to kiss his ass, especially NASCAR in general. Like he's Mr. Perfect. He's favored every week and blah blah blah. He's had what 2 or 3 DNFs, like 2 straight DNFs from Phoenix and yesterday. Phoenix, I'm not entirely sure what happened with his car. He just went to pit road and then went back into the garage. I don't really give a shit. He's the least of my worries when it comes to being on track. But my thing is, with the Fontana thing, his excuse was, I didn't know Chase was there, which I think was complete, utter BS. If he didn't know he was there, like, dude, that's what your spotter's for. And then your spotter's trying to take the heat, like, take the responsibility when both of them are back backpedaling on their comments just so they can get the heat off of them and make sure they look all pristine and perfect and not look bad in the eyes of Mr. Hendrick because, God forbid, Mr. Perfect over there uh, does anything bad or stir the pot with his teammates. The thing is, he's only doing this crap to Chase. Realize that. He doesn't act like super speedways. He'll push, and then bail. Bail. Like he'll never help whatsoever when it comes to Chase alone. I'm not just saying this because Chase is my driver. It's just pointing out what is actually happening over at HMS. Ugh, my head's itchy. Like, he knew damn well Chase was up there. If he didn't, he wouldn't have gone up there. He literally wouldn't. His spotter was even saying, coming on your high side, and he just went, oh, I'm going to go up there. And I'm like, dude. And Chase showed his displeasure, as he should. And Chase was the most pissed off I've ever heard him in my entire life in the Cup Series over the radio. He was so dropping F-bombs. He was like, what the was he doing? Like he wasn't even close. Like I was way. I'm like, that's the most angry I've ever heard that kid. Young man, whatever. He's not a kid. He's 26 years old, 27. I don't know. 26. Age just doesn't matter. But he was pissed. That's not a teammate right there. Larson's not a teammate. But like all of them has been so highly of Larson, but Larson shits on literally every single person at HMS. Literally everybody. And the only reason Hendrick called a team meeting was because of Larson, causing a divide within the Hendrick camp, thinking he's just the only one that matters and only one who should get like top equipment and perfect cars every single week. It doesn't work that way, sweetheart. It doesn't work that way. But moving on, we go to Vegas. Holy crap, that was a crapshoot too. Like, it was wild. I'm not saying it's like crapshoot is a bad thing. Like, crapshoot, it was like wild crapshoot. Wrecks, spins, tires going everywhere, falling off the car, like, you name it. And the penalties now are like 4-race suspension and DQs, whatever. And the new qualifying and practicing, it doesn't really sit well with me. They are not getting much practice. They're just trying to do it just so they can feel like, hey, we're doing something, but not really. And the qualifying is okay. Like the Group A, Group B thing kind of throws me off a little bit. And then they have like top five, and they come together for the top 10. Like, that's good in a way, but it's just, I don't know. It just bothers me. I don't know. It is what it is. It's qualifying. We got qualifying back. That's all I care about. This past weekend we didn't get qualifying because they were more concerned about practice. Friday they were supposed to, it's on my hat. They were supposed to practice and then Saturday qualify. Since they didn't get to practice and got rained out, they pushed practice to the time slot qualifying was supposed to be in, because practice is a little bit more important than qualifying at this place. And it's like they built it like a super speedway, like Atlanta. But I'm jumping the gun here. Las Vegas was basically what I expected. It was like a super speedway, like it is a super speedway. It's like a 1.5 mile track, but it blew my mind. I enjoyed that entire goddamn race. it got down to like the final laps, and it was a good battle between Busch and Martin Truex. I was like, yeah, all right. Um, I was just winning. No Larson to win that race because he was like right in the top five. I think battling behind him with Alex Bowman, which I'll get to. Caution comes out. Eric Jones spins and hits the wall. Like, yeah, I'm gutted for Eric Jones, but oh man, that caution. Kind of glad it came out. Kind of didn't. But um, final restart. The 300 cars that were near the front, Larson, Bowman, Byron, all in the top five. Two of them start in the front row, Bowman and Larson. Bowman on the inside, Larson on the outside. Restart, both of them like neck and neck until the final lap. And like the final corner, Larson gets tight off a four and then just boom, and Bowman just takes off and wins that race. Now, Rowdy himself was not too pleased because he was on his way to win a race, and Toyota hasn't won a race in like what, since Las Vegas in the fall in the playoffs or whatever I think it was. Toyota has not been running well. When I say Toyota, I mean JGR and Bubba. Just say that too. Throw that in there. Um, I don't know what's going on in the JGR camp, but none of them are running all that well. Like, Denny Hamlin is what, like 30 something in points right now? He's not running well. Like, he has fast cars, he's just not executing well. Like, he broke a shift, like his shifter thing, like, because they're used to like the, like, what, the H shifting guide, whatever. Well, it's just like up, down, like up, down. He missed a shift and like destroyed basically the inside of his car, and ended his race. And then wrecked his car yesterday, and he has no top tens whatsoever. And I'm like, okay. And Mark Truex is just there. He's just existing. He's not like dominating. He's just in the top 10. He's just there. Busch will have good cars, fast cars, but something just will happen, and then Bell's just literally just there. Um, and Bell got DQ'd yesterday for going down below the line and advancing a position. So that whole camp is just a hot mess. But Vegas, Bowman pulls off the win. Rowdy gets upset and says Bowman is like basically what Hamlin said in Martinsville. He's like basically a hack. Not he didn't say hack, but like along those lines. Like he backed into a win. It took all luck, no skill, kind of thing. And of course, Bowman being Bowman, he made a shirt about it, and it was hilarious. I bought all his shirts that he's made about these JGR little babies. And he's profiting off of it, and it's great, and it's helping animal shelters. And it's great for what Bowman's doing with the animals. Um, Bowman, he's just a quiet, low key guy. He doesn't really like the drama or the attention. And while Busch is running his mouth, Bowman's just out there living his best life, being a cup driver, winning races. Whether he backed into them or not, he still has won and managed to win races more than Busch has over the last year. Bowman's won like what 5 races in the last year, and then last, not this past weekend, but the weekend before at Phoenix, Chase looked like he had a solid car, good car, long runs, and then caution comes out and we lose spots on pit road. We spin out and we finish 11th. We get another first time winner named Chase Briscoe from the Ford camp. SHR has been rough too. Harvick has been winless since last year, for the last year and a half. He has not been running well, and people keep thinking he's like, oh, he's not washed up. He's not. He's fine. He didn't win it all last year, and then his little debacle with Chase, and people still running their mouth about that, which I'll not get into anymore because it's annoying. Um, Harvick fans will never get over it, and Harvick will never get over it. So we moved on. SHR is just not running good as a whole. Ford in general is just so. Penske is okay. Like, Blaney has the worst luck out of any of them. Logano's just there right now. Like, he's in the top two in points behind Chase right now. Like, he's had solid runs. He's just not capitalizing on the finishes that he'd like. Blaney just has the crappiest luck. Cindric had his win at Daytona, and he hasn't really done much since then. Like, you don't hear much about Cindric anymore. It's like he was like went from, he's having the hottest start of the season. He won the 500. He won the pole at what was like Auto Club, and I'm like, and the pole means nothing at these kind of tracks or any track. You can win the pole, and that's all fine and dandy, but you have to maintain and find a way to stay there, which is hard to do at Auto Club. But Phoenix was a good race, solid race. People still him and haw about the championship race being moved back, and it's not like Phoenix doesn't deserve two races. I'm like, let us West Coast people have our two races. Phoenix doesn't get a lot of love. We put on good races. They have a good atmosphere. The infield is fucking amazing. Excuse me, like, goddamn amazing. The garages are great. You can look at the cars, see the drivers, the crew members, have beer, food, whatever. You can charge your phone. There's a kid area. Everything is just perfect. Xfinity race, amazing, like absolutely amazing. But let's talk about the ARCA race. Like, everyone knows, like, the 17 car of Taylor Gray, the 17 car, the hauler driver sadly passed away in a very, very tragic accident in Texas on the way to Phoenix. The truck engulfed in flames. Trailer. Thank God for Hailie Deegan's hauler, like, being able to bring another car to Phoenix right away, like, speed up the process, because it's from the DGR Crosley camp, and so I was rooting for them, and they looked solid all night, and through all the battle, like the restarts and crap like that. It's ARCA, so there's going to be a lot of cautions. And it's a night race, so it was actually pretty entertaining. But there was only like 2 or 3 cars that were like really competitive, which is fine. It's ARCA, not really like, oh, like, eh. But the 17 pulled off the win, and I was so freaking happy. That was just amazing. Absolutely amazing. Saturday was even better. My boy Noah dominated and won his first race at Phoenix and the first race of the 2022 season. His 6th career Xfinity win. He had looked solid for the beginning of the season. He had a DNF. I want to say DNF in Atlanta. Or he wrecked, it got really bad damage to his car, but he did not get the result he deserved that race. But he's still the points leader because he had run like third, second, and then the win last week at Phoenix. So he's running pretty solid. He has good speed. All of JRM, it looks pretty good. Sam Mayer is like, he's all over the place. I don't know what he's doing. Some days he'll like run really well, and then days he'll be like screwing up on pit road, spinning out, whatever. I don't know where he's at. He's a kid, so I'm not gonna give him some slack because he's a rookie. But Josh Berry's running super well. Allgaier is running well. All the JRM cars got kind of like torn out of that Atlanta race, but um, Phoenix as a whole was good for JRM. Sam Mayer was the only one that did not finish in the top 10 out of the. But Noah, like, love him or hate him, Noah is a personality that you just crave in this sport. And then people complain about his personality. Um, like, he's a damn good driver. He's a wheelman. Um, he knows how to celebrate. He burned that track. Literally burned it like he did with his first win at Daytona. Um, did the campfire thing and climbed the fence. It was amazing. That burnout was 1,000 out of 10. Like, it was great. Um, so I was really excited to see him win. I camped out all weekend, so that was an exciting experience. My first time ever doing it. Gonna hopefully do it again in November for the championship weekend. Um, and the I want to get to the Cup teams that really the drivers have really shocked me this year. The RCR camp, like Austin Dillon's been running really well, like solidly. He's not getting the results that like I think he deserves, but he's running really well. Um, like at Auto Club, he came in second, which he just came out of nowhere. And Reddick has been solid. He's just getting super bad luck with like the tires, blowing tires the last couple of weeks. But he's looked super solid. He's on the verge of winning a race at some point this season. Um, Trackhouse Racing, both those drivers are going to win this season. I just feel it. Suarez is on the verge. He's been running really well. Chastain came in second yesterday. They've been running top 5, top 10 literally every single week. Chastain finished second at Atlanta. Man, that he may be an overly aggressive driver, but he's on the verge of winning a race this season. Just a race. I don't think they'll win multiples, but him and Suarez, I feel like, can win a race this year. Kurt Busch got back-to-back top fives. Out of the Toyota camp of 2311. I still can't believe he's with that team. Ugh. But overall, he's slowly getting there, back in his momentum, back in the regular Kurt Busch feel of things when it comes to racing. And he's still competitive, people. No, just watch out. He finished, what, third? He finished third yesterday and finished like top 5 at Phoenix. So he's got some momentum coming his way. Byron looks solid yesterday. Like I put on a Byron shirt. I'm like, I got a brand new Byron shirt. I might as well wear it. I wore my Monster hat. Just chilling, watching the race. It was a really entertaining race for Atlanta. And I never say that about Atlanta because Atlanta usually sucks as a mile and a half. Anyway, they repaved it, which they needed to do because it was getting really, really worn out. They made it into brought a Daytona package to this track, like the same package similar to Daytona, and it delivered. Like, people complained about the length of the race, but I felt like it was perfect. Like, the length itself, like mile wise, wasn't the issue when it came to the time. It was the cautions. The cautions is what dragged it out, not the actual racing deal itself. Like, if there was limited cautions, like 1 or 2 cautions here and there, it would have lasted about 4 hours. But that's just my opinion. I was on the edge of my seat the entire 4 hours of that race. because you had no idea what was going to happen. You had no idea who was going to win that race. But I just had a feeling about the 24 car because they've been super good on these kind of tracks, like super speedway kind of tracks. Just have shitty luck. Um, but Hendrick as a whole ran pretty well there. Larson's being Larson. He wrecked out, thank God, because he was less than helpful to any of his teammates. Bowman came home with a top 10 finish. Um, Chase came home sixth. Um, and of course, Byron won his third career Cup Series race. And it just felt like it was just meant to be because Jeff Gordon was in the booth. He won all that at Atlanta. Hendrick's 283rd win of all time. It was great. I was stoked. The finish of that race was wild. Like you had Chastain going for it. Bubba was up there. Um, I was like, please don't have him win. But I think Byron just had a stronger car, and then there was a Blaney got in the back of Bubba, and Blaney lost it. He has the worst goddamn luck on these tracks. Um, that last handful of weeks, he's had the crappiest luck. Wrecked out or lost position. I don't know. It was just a crapshoot. Um, he ended up finishing what, like 17th after running in the top five majority of the day, or good majority of the day. Um, Bubba finished like what 13th, thank God. Um, and then there was a whole big wreck at the end, like crossing the finish line. A lot of names you don't normally see up in the top 10 were in the top 10, like Chris Buescher, Chastain, Suarez. Um, but you got the typical like 300 cars up there. Byron, of course, won. Chase got sixth, and Bowman got 10th. Um, I think what did Tyler? No, Tyler Reddick didn't get in the top 10. Or who else? Hey, look, my phone. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, ba, ba. Yeah, so Byron, Chastain, Kurt, Suarez, LaJoy. Oh, let's talk about LaJoy. LaJoy got his first top five goddamn finish in the Cup Series. Top five. That is wild. Wild. And he got Chase, started sixth, finished sixth. Buescher, which is weird because he's been like irrelevant as of late. Martin Truex, he was just there. He was never really a factor. Logano he's really good at pushing. That's all he didn't really cause any problems. Bowman, and that's basically it. I'm surprised because Keselowski didn't cause any problems because he normally does. Um, yeah, Blaney finished 17th, Briscoe 15th, Jones 14th. These are just the drivers I follow usually. But yeah, overall it was an incredible race, and it's just my thing is Kyle Busch's comments, like lack of comments, I may add. People like I listen to Sirius XM, NASCAR radio quite a bit. When it comes to like drivers I follow, winning the race or just had a good race in general, listen to that. Like listen to the feedback, like especially with Atlanta being this past weekend, new track and all like new repaved. Um, a lot of praises for the track, a lot of excitement for it, entertaining. The only downside was Kyle Busch, like 15-second interview after he like was wrecked out of the race early, because him and Kyle Larson like got into each other. Well, he got into Larson, and I think not Larson. Who was it? Um, no, it was Austin. I want to say Austin Dillon. Yeah, he got in the back of Austin Dillon. Kind of got him squirrely and took out him and his brother. But because he made a mistake of not going with Denny around Austin Dillon, which he should have done. But he say like he just got like, oh, I just got loose. And that's basically it. And like you guys like with this package, are you entertainers or like drivers? Like entertainers. Um, and something about like like the new configuration of the like the new configuration over the old ones. Like no, and that was basically the end of the. Like you can deny and like excuse yourself away from the media and not have an interview after you wreck out early from a race. Um, that is all up to the driver, but it's pure disrespectful to not to kind of disregard the fan base or NASCAR in general by not giving a proper interview that you kind of agree to. Someone said like, oh, they shoved a mic in his face and basically forced him. Like, no one forced him to talk to the media. He openly does that just for that reason alone, because he knows people are going to get a reaction out of it, and people who like dislike Busch with a brain passion like I do. It has nothing to do with him himself. It's just the way he presents himself to the media when when something does not go his way. Like prime example was Vegas. Threw a little hissy fit and ran his mouth about Bowman, the car, the track, whatever. It's like it was always something, and it was never his fault, or just never an issue with him when it comes to anything. And my thing is, people enable this behavior. I'm gonna keep saying enable his behavior, and he thrives off the people who don't like him saying something on because he just enjoys being talked about, and being the villain. Like, yeah, he's the villain of the sport, but he needs to understand that he still needs to show a little respect for the people who are interviewing him and his fan base, the NASCAR in general. Like, it's just the way he comes off. It's not the matter of what he's saying, it's just the way he comes off. Like, if he's saying a lot and, like, being so dramatic about it, it rubs people the wrong way. When he says too little, it's a little disrespectful because you're not sharing enough about what happened, or just giving these one word little dinky answers because you're throwing a little hissy fit internally. I'm like, you're a grown ass man. And there's a difference between people like, oh, but he's so passionate and wants to win, doesn't like to lose. I'm like, I get that. Every driver is like that. Wants to win, has that passion to win, and gets mad when they lose. But they lose with grace. They accept it. Accept like, oh, we lost. We can do better. We'll go get him this week, whatever. But Busch is like all or nothing, basically. If I don't win, it's like I have to say something. Like I have to be pissy about it and throw a little temper tantrum like a child. And I'm like, it's just his personality. I get it, but you people enable him to act that way. And he's a grown ass man. I know you say, oh, it's never going to change Kyle being Kyle. Yeah, but I hate the terms Kyle being Kyle. Anyone else acted that way, you guys would throw them under the bus. And like, they're not supposed to act like that. There's also need to be classy and respectful and show some professionalism. Like, show the same energy towards Busch. He's not the exception because he's been around a while and has this, I don't know, I forgot the word. The way he normally comes off. I'm not entirely sure what's going on around my apartment right now, but like this persona, he like has this perception of who he is. Like people like, I'd rather root for this guy who has all that energy and like versus someone who's vanilla and this and that. I'm like, yeah, but I'd rather have someone with professionalism and class, but can also speak their mind and have that passion and get angry without being disrespectful towards the sport, their fan base, or whatever, or crew, whatever. Like, I respect his driving talent. Don't get it wrong. I enjoy watching this guy race. If and whenever he retires, it will be gut wrenching for the sport. But his attitude needs an adjustment. His immaturity has not changed since he started in Cup. It might have gotten a little bit better, but not a lot. Like Kurt was once really bad. Like I feel like worse than Busch, like Kyle, his brother. But now he's like this more mature, classy guy who's like grown up and just been this staple for like Monster in every team he's been on and making them better. Kyle is just you love him or you hate him, but it is what it is. But overall, people got what they wanted with Atlanta. It was an entertaining race, and I absolutely enjoyed it. We got 5 different winners with the season so far. People were like, oh, this win and you're in thing might not be a thing this year because there might be 16 different winners. I don't think so. I don't feel like there's going to be 16 different winners. There's going to be a lot of different winners, but just probably not 16. There's going to be repeat winners. I feel like Larson will win again. I feel like Bowman can win again, and Byron. I'm kind of expecting Byron to push a little more to get multiple wins this season because he's only been accustomed to doing one every season, like Homestead, like Daytona, Homestead, and now Atlanta. I want to see him expand more. Like I feel like he's good everywhere. Basically, he runs well everywhere. He just needs to capitalize more. He has the crew chief to do it. He has the team behind him to do it. The cars. He just needs to push forward. And with Chase, people are like, oh, he's the outsider. He's the 4th best driver. I'm like, just because he hasn't won yet doesn't mean he's a bad driver. He is the current points leader. Current points leader. 5 races in. People are like, oh, but it's just points. He needs to win. And I'm like, yeah, but those points, they add up. And if he's still the points leader at the end of the season, those points are crucial. Wins or not, those points are crucial. It can make or break your playoffs. Yes, playoff points are crucial too. But these points are like they can be there and get you through round after round if you're consistent. He's been running well. He's just not getting the finishes that I think he deserves. Daytona, didn't get really any points. Finished 10th. The next week, Auto Club gets good, has a solid day, but ends poorly. Vegas was like, he had the up and down day. Didn't really get much out of that race. Phoenix had a really good race, got solid points. Just didn't get the finish I thought he deserved. With a top 2 car all day. And Atlanta, he had a really solid car. Like, he had another fast car. Like, that's the best run I've seen him have at Atlanta. That's his home track. At least one of them, like Talladega, is another kind of home track for him because it's like right near Georgia and like super close to Dawsonville. But he came home 6th, had a very solid points day. Didn't get any stage points in stage 1, but stage 2 finished 2nd after getting a slight damage from on the right side, like around the jack area of his car, which kind of slowed his pit stops a little bit, but didn't affect him too much. Where he still had the speed, like he had the speed, just no one to help him. Like he'd always be the only one to go down to the bottom, try to make something happen. thing is, no one broke away. Like the bottom line would always find a way to come up and get even. Like it would string, like the top would string out for a little bit, but they go back to the double wide. Um, but finish was wild. Rex, whatever. It was great. This is what we expected. We got five different winners, two first time winners, 300 cars. Coda's coming up next week, and as I was saying, Chase, I feel like is going to be the one to beat at Coda because he's the last winner from there, as of from last year. People say he can't win on ovals. He can. It's just his execution to get through the oval race is something like he'll do well, and then something stupid happens, like on pit road, something like just weird, stupid things, like little things. But he's a solid driver. He's gotten all these points to be ahead of Logano, Truex, and all that. So we got 100 cars in the top 10 in points, so that's super good. Well, two in the top five. Byron's fourth, and I think Bowman's like ninth. I want to say eighth or ninth in points right now. So they're all looking good. All looking good. Larson has two DNFs, straight DNFs. So his luck is not going as planned, so that's great. He's not as dominant as they think he was going to be. But he's still going to be a factor in pretty much every race. I still feel it. But Chase, I feel like, is going to be the favorite going in Dakota because he is the road course king, active driver right now. So he has 7 wins on a road course. Got 2 Watkins Glen, the Roval, Daytona road course, Coda, and the Road America. So that's basically it. I've been rambling on for almost an hour, but my neighbor, I don't know what they're doing, across the way. My neighbor moved out, so I don't know what. I think they're just cleaning out the place, renovating, or whatever. So they're doing some stuff over there, catching up on some household chores, laundry, cleaning. But overall, the NASCAR season has been super, super entertaining. This new car has kicked ass. There's still a lot of wiggle room to learn and grow with these cars, but it's going to be exciting as the season goes on. See where everyone plays out. No one is a clear favorite because there's all these like underdogs coming up. Like the Trackhouse team is gonna be the ones to watch. Tyler Reddick as well. So, God, that damn motorcycle. Um, I am busy. Um, every day, dude, I hear that damn thing. I'm not a big fan of motorcycles, especially when they're like literally right under my apartment. But I'm excited about this season to come. There's a lot unknown still with this new car and these drivers. We'll see. So hopefully we'll get Dakota. It'll be exciting. And I hope everyone's having a good day. It is, Monday? All my days run together. Went to work this morning. I am tired. I didn't get any sleep yesterday. So try to get some sleep today after I get all my stuff done and get my taxes done. So I can get some money back. Give me a little cushion until work picks up. And but yeah, everything's good. And hopefully everyone has a good day, good week, and we'll see you after Coda. And anything else comes up, I will make a video of it. I'll try to upload this as quickly as possible because it's been several months since I've posted something, and it's been a long time. So I'll talk to you guys later.